A former Indian president once said his greatest achievement or honor is to be remembered as a great teacher. I'm Clarita Nyantechiwa Anoche. Let's go for a quick break, and when we come back, somebody wants to honor his teacher. Yeah, Mama Kwaba. And ne teacher can see bi wo yentem. Teacher Odame. Yeah, Mama Kwaba ba teacher Muso.
Yeah.
Miss Ro, and ne Misuma ye teacher. Enti wo betro myself ama me.
A friend me Eugene Nachia Odame. My part 50 until yeah back.
The own so be can wait.
Me started me Juma our NAFTI because school on NAFTI.
Oh.
And then me secondary school. Now me school on NAFTI. Me started as a sound production student. And now me 3 years.
3 years.
Our NAFTI. And me you know, and I'm a national service. Our NAFTI.
Hey.
Until me national service no. Now I say me started a Juma. But now me need say my editing.
Editing. From sound to editing.
Exactly, because I mean any time no. Only the editors and sound men work together.
Okay.
Until me motra ho aye Juma no. I was developing that interest. Until now me person ka me started Juma on NAFTI. Nanka me wiam kakra esua editing. Now that time no yeah rector na ho no say almost 2 spaces to employ. Now yes one national service yeah me answer. Into no me menka ho.
Aden where you were from.
Me let me name the reason why because me na me nipa obi feel say one person na yefa na me yefa. But my catch that man for say me sua editing. So me say no for say okay, let me trap him by saying so on gown. He will decide to obey editing.
Okay.
And you know, I'm say okay, me say me best school biom dia. Be mama kwan ma be school biom. But nothing minimum nothing no. We school na we. Nti then na me samba school biom. And I'm going to maybe school no, me started from what level? No, so say level 100 there. Ubia.
Yeah.
Until whatever course out here no, ube level 100. Then no me but open say we specialization now. Then you go to your area. Until now I can start from level 200.
Yes.
Na ya some.
Addition you.
Me service 100 for minimum na me teacher and a coach Roma there.
Na sa no
ma. After see I go 200 am my journey on. Okay. That was a nice opportunity. Okay. So me opted for say that's the option there. I'll take it. But as a sound student no, I'm a school no. Me teacher back home. I friend no Mr. Ebenezer Kwe with him. I'm finding cry in see. I'm near jobs. Onya job bia no PJ. I was on myself. Until onya PJ no afraid me. Onya PJ no afraid me. I was making money. Okay. And that time so me that say. I think maybe my first tertiary level there. When maybe because nipa nkra wa chia some shop. Ti so say me am school fees. Until PJ me so say and me year juma as an assistant lecturer or editing department. At the same time no me ko about sound. Until me year juma be 3 years na me new opportunity say me call US. To call US no na ko Adom me ko struggle me ko my masters. My master's in television film production. Me buy no. And I'm in a company be a friend of Color Chat.
Color Chat.
Na the late Ricky Osei, Reggie Rockstone Papa, the company. But me ejuma onya no. Na me part time so on NAFTI. Because now you're walking distance.
Okay.
From Color Chat to NAFTI, now walking distance. Until I'm part time on NAFTI. The NAFTI was knocking on my door, said, me Sambra back. Until me knew me je Color Chat no, na NAFTI farming. Until me ejuma on NAFTI from 2003. I was head of production from 2008 to 2011. And my classmate back home, a friend of Mr. Abdullahi Awudu, now a programs manager or multi TV. A friend say, hey, you will be a man abe support young growth. Because no if you are here, I think 2 years. Until now you want to move on. Until now, hear me. Until I buy a bonk more. I'm saying this is also another good opportunity because I love to have challenges.
Okay.
Until now. I say okay, me call. Afi, me say me call. Yeah, reta tap at that time no. A friend of Professor Linus Abraham or say ahane he.
Me call and come my uncle.
Oh, call him.
Me and come my uncle.
Eti no back and forth. Enti me time me call multi TV no. It delay because I wanted to give NAFTI about 3 months notice. So I started training people to take up firm positions because now I was working with other people.
So you wanted to leave the
teaching and go into the professional world.
I didn't.
It was also a challenge I thought I should take up. Yes, it was about money. Sometimes I'm people say it was about money, but it was about the challenge. And I was also happy say my colleague at Tanase. I say, "Mpese obeboa me." Oba so kan no. I say, "Mpese obeboa me." Na e move company no. Akwa anim. I said, "Okay, that's fine." Until I know any the challenge of getting onto the field and learning more. Until me buy Ejuma Multi TV from 2011. I remember 3rd of May. And me started here. Me started so now easy. Na 10 channels.
Wow.
Nana me were 3 channel managers.
Okay.
At that time no, they were working. The 4th one no was Joy News. That Joy News and start here. The 3 channel managers no. I remember Ricky Anoche was in charge of Adom in Shira and I think another one. And Nanaya Sapon was in charge of Senior Freak and also on the channels. Nana Riffin Dion, not in charge of sports.
Okay.
Until Fred. In charge of sports.
One who say myself no. More market. Until now draw half page teacher and marks to say. One myself we say about occupy say. Mommy go break him right. Ya buy ya bet to us so. Mogusu market there. Say me who baby I drew body na ye chro. Mr. Odame waha enti ye bet to us so. Mr. Odame. Multi TV ho na wie ho na ada so wa na.
Oh that be me multi TV 6 years. And I thought I was getting a bit the same things, you know, for me. Me knew so at that time I thought okay, like I said, I mean I love new challenges. Now if you say my pressure,
they want you back.
They want me back. Until me try 6 years on multi TV. Until I feel pressure, and almost every time be a pressure. And I'm okay. Teaching is being part of me. Okay, I have even when I was at multi TV, I was finding time to come and teach. So why not? I can go in full time to teach. It wasn't easy because that time now me pay on multi TV now. I couldn't. Now I had to come back to NAFTI. I didn't be tell me I'm not kind of. I was like, what?
Seriously.
Seriously. But like I said, teaching is one of the things that I want to do. So I sacrifice all those stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Teacher, more. Have you ever regretted going back or being a teacher?
Oh, being a teacher, I have never regretted being a teacher because I love to learn and I love to share. I have something that I tell my students when I step in front of them. They say it's a create and share business. I won't know everything. There are things I'm moving in my meaning. And I tertiary institution. Into Buha or Yedma and our school. Into a lot of experience. Into the minimum me share. The Muslim share with me.
So are you fulfilled as a teacher?
Oh, teacher there, yes, why not? I love to share information. I love to even at Multi TV. When we started doing live programs, we need more hands. Okay, with the professionals, not a bar. Was 7 a time where he's coming from away. And you can say on kill kakra mawa. Na ye asem.
Asem fufro.
Okay, and I got some of these young people are if every private institutions to come in.
Good.
So cameramen, soundmen, basically and I make makeup.
Okay.
Uba, we work with you. And I've always said, say, because of my love to teach, I can always impart knowledge. What I needed from everybody was attitude.
Good.
Because I believe, say, oh, good attitude that you can learn, or you'll be willing to learn. So even at Multi TV, I brought a lot of these young people in. Some of my bosses didn't understand; they didn't agree with me.
You brought some of the
many young people. That be not. I'm in trouble. I'm call private media schools.
Media schools, not NAFTI.
Not NAFTI.
NAFTI no students no kaibi.
Oh, I'm does. But one medium ban NAFTI no for medium ban Multi TV no. Kofi Ampadu, Welbeck was one of the persons that me boss can't say me funny pambra. Me friend no. Me friend Kofi Ampadu no. Or say or Eugene of pharmacy. I'm Kofi. You were one of the best students at NAFTI. And the what jai media juma ekoye pharmacy aden. Me can't say umbra or say umba. And now ono efre me other colleague be a friend unit.
Me try one no. But said there me ka say bubo bi din a utimi bo ni din no da wakoma so. Eti yenko na yenko hwe omo a omo kai wo. Nipa na o kai wa onu nti ye de wa ba ha ye celebrate no. Yenko hwe no.
Okay.
My name is Welbeck, Kofi Ampadu. I'm a producer director at Multimedia Group Limited. I remember about 8 years ago, I had an encounter with a man who has actually changed my life. He goes by the name Mr. Eugene Odame. I met him in level 100 at NAFTI. At school, when I became the SRC president, he was the main lecturer responsible for student affairs. And that marked the beginning of our real relationship. The truth of the matter is that I really enjoyed a lot of camaraderie from him because he believed in me and always wanted that whatever I perceived as a student leader and whatever I thought of as a student leader, he helped me achieve it. There were some that he had to talk me out of them. I am somebody who is quite difficult to talk out of issues or out of things. But he has a certain verve that enables him to talk me out of a lot of things. Especially when he sees that I'm taking emotional decisions, he talks me out of them and he tells me why I needn't do certain things. After NAFTI, I went to do a few movies with some Kumawood production houses. And my experiences there, as well as some bad experiences I had with some mainstream producers made me decide that I was not going to pursue this whole television film production business anymore. So, as a young graduate who had just finished school like 1 or 2 years, I just decided that, okay, then let me branch into something that would fetch me more. Luckily for me, I had the opportunity of working with a pharmaceutical company. Whilst at the pharmaceutical company, as much as I was not enjoying my job there, I still felt I had to be there because it would fetch better than all the film productions that I had gone into. Then one day I received a call from the same Mr. Odame. When he called me, I remember the specific statement that he made. He said, and I'll say it in P. Kofi, Matusi, I say, what's the one year movie production? Say, oh, pharmacy, Juma. Then I was like, not really, but the truth of the matter is that I'm not finding the joy in the production that I so much envisaged. So he said that no, I'm not allowing you to do this because you were one of my best students in school. And I will not sit down for some of you to just enjoy all the training that we gave you at NAFTI and then branch into another field. So he said that if I was willing to come, he would get me a job at multimedia. The truth of the matter is that at school, at NAFTI, one of the places I prayed to go and work was multimedia. So immediately he said I should come to multimedia. I was very, very, very happy. I couldn't go because the one who helped me get my job at the pharmaceutical company that I was working for is somebody I so much revered. So I turned down the offer of going to multimedia, even though Mr. Odame had given me that. But after 1 year at the pharmaceutical company, I said that no, I think that I need to go back to that love for production. So I called Mr. Odame, who was then the head of production at multimedia. I called him again and I said, boss, you called me a year ago that you wanted me to come. Is that door still open? And he said, yes, it's open. If you are willing to come, I would ensure that you get in here. So he helped me out. I applied, went for the interview, and eventually started work there. The reason I'm saying Mr. Odame is the best teacher I've met in my life is that he did not only identify a potential in me, he also believed in the potential in me. And he ensured that I do not branch out of that potential. And as I sit here, my livelihood, what I am, what I've become today, and what I'm becoming is because of a push from this man, Mr. Eugene Odame. In fact, the truth of the matter is that I went to multimedia and collected a lower salary than I was collecting at the pharmaceutical company. But the joy that came with the work at multimedia, the people that I met at multimedia, and everything that I've become out of multimedia is because of the push from my lecturer, who had also become my head of production at the corporate environment. When we were in school, we used to call him Syracuse. Syracuse, the reason we called him Syracuse was that I think that when in his former days, he went to Syracuse University. And as principled as he is, and as studious as he is, he would always make references to the fact that when he went to Syracuse, they did this, they did that in America. So a lecture would hardly pass by without you hearing without you hearing the word Syracuse from him. So we used to subtly call him Mr. Syracuse, but that was on a very light side. Mr. Odame, say I'm passing teacher Juma Nyame Juma. Nyame ka che wa na say Nyame wo hire nipa. Wo nhira wo mame. With us.
So you heard him. a teacher is not just someone who goes to teach and mark exams and all. Welbeck, Kofi Ampadu, say what I say. Do you remember this, your student?
Oh, you know, no, SRC president. At the time, no NAFTI, no. And that time, now I'm here patron. Until I became the patron to the SRC. And I remember Kofi at the end say, so it's because of BBC ya. Unless one man very good reason why need no any better. And that's the kind of person. So only Kofi can say you must be sure say oh can asema a bit to me as an agent. And we had a lot of arguments as a patron because opposite way we see Kofi at some point and then what to go and do will be I'm saying Kofi way it won't work for you. Kofi the power from that point from NAFTI and he was a very good student. He was very serious. I remember in the production the kind of back and forth Kofi went through before he finished his production. BBC I say or some Mr. Man say Patrick say if I'm able to persuade him, he changed his mind. At the end of it all, his production came out very well. Kofi
What does it? And then you are being celebrated. Is there a teacher you want to celebrate too?
Mr. Ebenezer Kwe. With him there.
Oh,
but it was one person he shaped my life in NAFTI. I was the only student at NAFTI at that time, no.
Hey, it will be Juma no
no, so other years, no student, but me level, no, na me nkwa. Na pese me na mfoko kodi agro cross da bi tram ni sua de.
Hey, ukodi agro. Na e dey na wo ye dey relax.
Oh, say you prepare answer, but it's the old school nkwa de. Bibi I say tram ni na ye de sua de.
Nyamisha. Na Mr. Ampadu that was no yen kan in passing keke or mama dear semi fama citation semi fama. So let me try and read it out. I say citation in honor of a great teacher. Teachers spread the light of wisdom in the society and make our lives better. So it is very important for all of us to send sincere appreciation to a teacher. And your influence in my life has been very impacting and still is. You teach all the other professions and you made a person and a professional out of me. You took my hand, opened my mind and touched my heart forever. I look back with appreciation to all the brilliant teachers, but with sincere gratitude to you, who touch my being. Today, the little I can do is to tell you in all humility, teacher, Mr. Eugene Odame. Mo. Eti. We ya kakra. Wa ye nti fa kobo ho. Upeja ati na hu a o say enye bibia mpo a with this is fulfilling enough for the profession. Okay. So on behalf of him, we hand over this citation and say, teacher, more.
Okay. With that Kofi Ampadu, I say, like I said, he's not the only person I've impacted though, but he's one person who I think has constantly opportunity to open a piano or bomidin. But there are a lot of people that have impacted. I've shared my experiences with. A lot of people that have helped raise, but make a check Kofi Ampadu say,
Amen.
Now, he'll keep moving up, up.
This has been a very interesting conversation with a great teacher. My makeup is by Upendi Makeovers, and my dress is by 22nd Nita. Get their numbers down there and they will sort you out. Catch me next week, same time, same place. We might be celebrating your teacher. Call the numbers and let's all say Teacher Mo to all the wonderful teachers out there.